Hello there, my name is Russ, and this is Trent, Anita, and Michael, and we're with Suncoast Claims. We're public adjusters. We get called in when the insurance company is mistreating a client, not paying their claim properly. And we've done very large claims to smaller claims, that every once in a while you get one that just really makes us feel good about what we do for a living. And we've got a heck of a story for you today. This is Edna William, and this is her house.
Hi.
And that house did not have that beautiful roof on it a couple weeks ago. So the story starts, we got our friends from Allers Roofing. This is Danny Allers on the end. He's the owner of Allers Roofing and Construction, and his project manager, Fred Davis. And Fred is going to start this off because, Fred, you were here at the very beginning. Tell us what happened.
We got a call from Miss William to come out and take a look at a roof. There'd been a hailstorm move through. I came out and there was some damage, but not a lot. And I told her, next hailstorm, give me a call. And she did. It was about 2 weeks later, another hailstorm moved through, and I went up on the roof and looked at it. And she had, every 10-foot square had about 9 to 10 significant hail strikes in it. And that's above the threshold for getting a new roof. So we called out the insurance company's adjuster, and I met him out here. And he got up on the roof, and he'd mark out a 10-foot square, mark to the middle of it, put a 0 with a line through it, and move on to the next side. And I'd ask him, what about these hail strikes? Those are old. Those don't count. Those are over a year ago. And he did it again, put a 0. He said, oh, that's mechanical damage, which means something like a tree branch hit the roof. It didn't count. And I asked him for his name, and he would not give me his name. I asked him for his business card. He referred me to the insurance company. And I sat down and looked at him, and I really did want to throw him off the roof. I knew that he was messing around a very nice woman who had a very beat up roof and had a legitimate claim. And I got on the phone. I went and sat my car right over there and called Russ and explained the situation to him, and that we had a client potentially for him and a case that I thought would fly very easily. And that's when I went back over to Russ.
Yeah, so he referred me to Edna, and I got on the phone, and I'll tell you what I know about Edna. She's a feisty grandma. she doesn't take well to somebody telling her no when she knows she's in the right. Her husband Michael is a Vietnam veteran, disabled. This house is this is their world, and it was already starting to leak. She was very upset, and I told her what we do, and I said, Edna, I think we can help you. And you can be honest, you were skeptical.
Yes, I was, because,
You've been told no how many times?
yeah, like since 2018, my roof has had to be, they had to fix it. They refused, and they kept refusing every year. Every year I had an issue with the roof. I've had serious leaks coming out of the fireplace in my master bedroom. The ceiling was just like bubbles of water. The garage, bubbles of water, and every time they came out, they denied the claim. So when you did call, Russ, I wasn't sure what to think or say at the time, but
Well, you trusted us, and we
did.
got to work. So the first thing we did, after we got Edna engaged with Suncoast, we sent Michael. Michael's our inspector, and he gets on roofs all day, every day. What did you see up there?
I called Fred. We met out here probably about 3 or 4 days after we signed Miss William up. Got on the roof. The insurance markings were still up there showing 0, so I took pictures of their marking, and then my 10 by 10 square right next to theirs with 8 to 10 hits in each square. Called Russ, told him it was a good claim to move forward, and we took it from there.
Yep, and then in-house, Anita put together a demand letter and sent it to the carrier saying, hey guys, you're wrong. You're denying a claim that's legitimate. You owe for this. And of course they said, no,
we'll meet you back out
but we'll
there."
meet you out there. And that's when we brought in the big gun. Trent's the real hero of the story. Trent does he's a licensed public adjuster, of course, but he does all of our adjuster meetings, and he actually used to be an adjuster for the other side, so he's very good at it. What happened out there with this guy that he wanted to throw off a roof?
Well, when we met out here originally, we got up on the roof, and basically what he did was he put his test squares down, and he looked down at the roof, and he's like, yes, I do see the hail, which doesn't make sense to me since they've already marked 0. So unfortunately, this is one that was probably just wanting to push it off to see if the client had some fight in it. Then after talking to him about the hail damage, proving it to them, he just started marking up the roof. So at that point, he knew he was cornered. He knew he had to make the call, and got the roof bought. I think it was probably about 2 days later, a couple days later, everything starts rolling in. Unfortunately, that's what it takes. It takes a public adjuster to have a conversation with them, show them what the damages are, and to get that work done.
Then I got to my most favorite part of my job. I called Edna and I said, Edna, are you sitting down?
And I wasn't.
I said, you're getting a new roof. And I could hear her crying on the phone. And I started getting teared up because it meant so much.
I couldn't speak because this has been in the process for 3 years. And with everything that's going on with me, as Russ said, my husband is a Vietnam vet and he's disabled, and it's a lot.
Sure.
Because I'm everything. I was just telling my girlfriend over there. It's a lot for one person to be handling everything and absolutely, so I was in shock. I was like, are you serious? And I started to cry because I've been fighting for this roof for 3 years. And insurance companies have made me to the point now where I don't want to have any, but unfortunately I have to. But it has gotten to where trust has been betrayed totally. And all I can say is thank you, Ross, and your company, and all the people that work with you. And Fred, God said, I'm giving you a trip to the Virgin Islands when I sell my 1 acre of land in St. Croix. Because, we pray for good things to happen to everyone. And I am a believer, and I believe in faith. And at that point, when this man came in and said, oh no, we don't think we're gonna send your claim, I felt like, God, you're testing my patience, but you know what? God gave us good people. I know that I can start trusting in them to do the right thing like I do the right thing by anyone else. So I believe that we need people like Russ and his company, like Fred and Danny, because otherwise I wouldn't have such a beautiful roof right now. And new gutters in my house.
That's another thing. It wasn't over with that call, was it? Did I not call you a couple weeks later? Because Anita, what did you do in-house? You realized.
Well, I went back and I got her estimate in and went and compared it with the one that Trent or Michael put together and found a few things missing. And I went ahead and made a list and sent that off to the adjuster and said, you missed some things. They agreed. They sent us another check.
So I called it Edna again, said, hey, I hope you're sitting down again because you're getting even more money to fix everything.
I was really in shock because no one has, I'm a caregiver and I'm always taking care of other people. I've done a lot for people that I don't even know who they are, but I just help out. And for somebody to turn around like you and Anita and all the guys have done for Michael and I, it was a godsend to me, and I'm very grateful and I'm very appreciative.
Well, we thank you. You're our favorite new customer.
Thank you.
And hopefully you don't need us again anytime soon. But your house looks wonderful. Allers Construction, these guys do great work. They're local as well. And all's well that ends well.
That's for sure.
So, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this and spread the word. If you're having a problem with your insurance company, fight back. You can fight back. Don't take their word for it. They're very good at making people think they have your back. Oh, you're in good hands. We're a good neighbor. Poppycock. Don't let them do it to you. Hire a public adjuster, hire a competent contractor, and we can maybe have another video with another Edna in the future. Thanks again, Edna.
Sure. Thank you. I appreciate it.
There are no other